my good peoples. Welcome to another episode of the Convicted to Grow podcast. I'm your girl, Coach Tressa, motivational speaker, confidence, and business coach. And listen, y'all know how we do. This podcast is about growth, it's about resilience, it's about sharing the journey of whether it's entrepreneurship, career, or everyday life. And so, before we get started, just a couple things. If you are on the audio side, please make sure you hop over to the YouTube channel and follow us at Convicted to Grow. And if you're on the YouTube side, please make sure you can still stream us on any of your streaming platforms, such as Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music. But just know your likes, your comments, and your shares are priceless to me. And I thank you for always supporting me and the channel. Now, y'all, we back. I know it's been a minute. Y'all was probably like, we tired of seeing her just by herself. So y'all been rocking with me for the last couple of weeks with the solo episodes. And I decided that we're going to intertwine, whatever that is, people in, because one, it gives me a break. Because I ain't going to lie, y'all, coming in every week trying to do solo for y'all, it's a lot of work. So my goal is to kind of try to rotate it to that way you guys getting something from me every week. Now, my next guest, y'all, I am so excited to welcome. She is an absolute powerhouse, a woman of many layers and undeniable impact. She is not just a safety professional with over 30 years of experience, but she's also a dynamic, and let me make sure I get this right, serial entrepreneur. That's right. When she tell you what she do, I used to joke with her, I said, girl, you got 39 jobs. But she's also a two-time best-selling author and the visionary founder of Dependable Angel Services, LLC. Now, this lady wears many crowns. She's a voice of empowerment through her Urban Chick Chatter podcast, a champion for holistic wellness, a master of extreme couponing, and a creative force in graphic designs. But what truly sets her apart is her heart, y'all. Trust me, I know firsthand. Her passion for helping others grow, heal, and build generational wealth. Let me introduce you none other, and I'm so honored to welcome Miss Felicia Alexander-Branch. Hey, Felicia.
Hey, Coach Tressa. Thank you for welcoming me in.
Okay, y'all. So y'all know I always tell y'all how I meet my guests, whether it's through social media or communities. I actually met Miss Felicia through another community that I'm in, which is the Lions Behavior community by the leadership and visionary of Miss Nikki Saunders. Shout out to Miss Nikki. What's popping? What's popping? What's popping? But so I met her through her community. And then just so happened recently, I had a 21-day woman, the Confident Woman Challenge, and Miss Felicia joined. And she's one of the leading ones in our community right now. And so I'm just amazed what all this woman do. And so I was like, I need you on the podcast. I need you here because I feel like your story, and I don't know all her story, but whatever she feel led to share today, y'all, I know it's going to bless you. So let's get into it. Let's get into it. So, the show is called Convicted to Grow. So tell me, I'll let you got it, but let me know where you want to start as a little bit about yourself, anything you want to share, and what got you to a moment of your Convicted to Grow moment.
I want to share that I am been married over 24 years. I have 3 biological sons. I have 1 stepson and 2 stepdaughters. I have a total of 11 grandchildren, 2 which are my oldest son biologically, and I've just been led to do my purpose. I've been my purpose as a child to help people. I've always been a helper. And when I met Coach inside the Lions Den, and she posted the challenge, I was like, say, okay, another competition. And those that know me, been knowing me since elementary, know I'm a competitor. Always been the smallest person in the pack, but I bring the biggest punch every time when I show up in the room. I will stop people from talking just to see who I am walking in, and I don't have to speak sometimes.
Now, do you have siblings?
Yes, I have one. Let me see. The oldest brother, he's 72, 73. The next one to him is 71, 70. The next one to him is my sister. She's 70. 69. The brother to her is 60, I think somewhere around there. They all in their 60s and 70s. And then I had a brother that's passed away, Coleman. He had an enlarged heart. He passed away 4 days. So my mother always say that I remind her of Coleman because Coleman was that fighting baby. But back in the early 60s, they didn't have anything to do when you had an enlarged heart. So that would be my other brother. So, and then me coming back because my mother struggled so much of his loss, I end up being the change baby.
So you the baby?
I'm the baby.
Okay, now it makes sense. Because I was just thinking, like, you so competitive. Like, will you compete? Like, in my mind, I'm thinking she must be the middle child. But now when you list all the siblings, you were the baby.
Yeah, and me and the oldest one, we compete. We still compete as grown-ups today.
My God. Now, where you from?
I'm born and raised in Port Arthur, Texas, and I stayed most of the summer with my grandmother and grandfather in Jeanerette, Louisiana. So you can see that slang tang or accent that I have. That's where it comes from.
Listen, y'all. Oh, my God. When I tell you this lady, she does a lot. So we're going to get into her story. So kind of tell us, a little bit, one, I want a couple things I want to know, and we'll split this off. But one, how did you get into your entrepreneurship journey? But I know prior to the entrepreneurship journey, you've been in safety for many years, 30 plus years, Was that something that you decided, or what led you into that industry?
Well, I went to college, got all these degrees, 7 degrees. And I was like, okay, I don't want to be an accountant. I got an associate in accounting. I didn't want to do that. Went back and got a general bachelor's, didn't want to do that. Taught school for 15 years. In between that, I was like, special ed. I did it for a while, but how that goes, you could try to save the children, but the parents, that's a whole different subject on that. So, I kind of got out of that. And then after time when, in between those times while I was going back and forth to college in 95, I decided to go back to school to be a welder. And I wanted to follow my second to the oldest brother to be a welder. And so I ended up becoming a welder. And that's what led me to go into construction.
Okay, now just educate me and some of the other folks, because I ain't gonna lie, I ain't gonna act like I know it all. Yes. Tell me, what is a welder?
A welder is someone actually I'm a welder fitter. I go into a place, say you may have metal that needs to be put together. So what we call, and I'm also certified MIG, TIG, and stick. It depends on the type of metal that you're using. If you're using just hardened metal, you have to use a stick rod. There's a long rod that you put into a holder, and then it heats up on a machine, and then it beads up. It's metal actually melting. So you're actually filling up a gap. And so also you got stainless steel, which requires a different type of machine. Sometimes you can use TIG or MIG. It just depends of the metal that you're using. So I wanted to go back to school with my brother because he did a refresher. So I went with him and did the refresher with him, 2 siblings together, and we both graduated with all A's.
And you was competing with him too.
Yes, I was competing with my brother.
Oh my God. And so welder is part of, I guess, construction. Was this residential, commercial?
Well, you can do both because I know how to make barbecue pits. So you can do it commercial and you can just do it residential and you can do it in construction. It just depends. If you ever see a lot of those people have those wood, metal, it's wood and metal together at their house. It looks like a Texas symbol and they got wood and chains to it. That's what that is. That's what welding is.
Okay. Hey, y'all, I'm learning. Wow, that's amazing. So, and here's the thing. I'm so amazed when you hear women in construction, because let's just keep it real. It's a male dominant industry.
Yes. And at 54 years, I'm still fighting.
What I've learned, I've been in male dominant industries and corporate as in leadership, and even you in leadership, but you're in leadership in construction type leadership.
Yes.
You got to have thick skin for one.
Yes.
So how did you navigate, or for the women that's out there that either want to get into this industry, what would you tell them? Because you got to have thick skin.
Yes. You have to have thick skin, but also too, you got to educate yourself. When they offer free classes, you have to go online. I've been through Kilgore College. I just recently did that. So I got my CEU hours in industrial hygienist. I went back to school. I sat out 9 years. I had some friends of mine. They started instrumentation together in 2012. Me being the bullheaded person I am, I didn't want them to pay for my schooling. So those 9, it was 10 of us. So 9 of them went on to get their careers. I went back 9 years and 1 month later from losing all my credits and got my degree in instrumentation. So it's in the schooling, and you have to find the programs. There's no such thing as no resources there. There are resources there. You just have to know where to go look for them. And if you don't know where to look for them, you find somebody like me or somebody that's in the industry that's not a gatekeeper that's going to tell you and mentor you to where you need to be. And then once you get where you need to get, then I release you, and then you teach somebody else. You pay it forward.
I like that. What keeps you in this industry? Because you said 30 plus years. Normally, look, in the days where people be ready to retire after 15, 20, but you said 30 plus.
I stayed because of the money. The money and meeting different people. Yes, the money. Because from March 3rd to now, I've made $41,000.
March what?
March 3rd of this year.
Yeah, in the day we're recording this on May 20th. I'm gonna just put it May 20th.
Yes.
That's 60 days plus 10. Wow.
So it's there. It's there. You just got to have the people. You got to have people to give you an opportunity. And there was a gentleman I met in 2012 when I went back through the company I work for now. I was with them in 2008, and they offered a class at night. Say, hey, well, we're gonna teach safety at night. Once you go to work, you're working a 12-hour shift. Then you still have to go to class from 9 to 10 o'clock that night. So I went. That's how I got out my certification. It's free on them.
Oh my God. You have a do you have your I know you have a hard hat. You have pink hat too?
I have a pink hat. I was a NAWIC. I was a National Association of Women in Construction. I did have a pink hard hat.
Oh my God. You should do a photo shoot on that, like with the pink hat and the tools.
And my pink boots.
You got pink boots too?
Yes, ma'am. I got pink boots. And pink safety glasses.
Are they steel toe?
Yes, ma'am.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Oh my gosh, man. That's amazing. That just goes to show the testament of, especially as women, you are definitely unique and different because, you know, there, like you said, you wanted to do it because your brother did it. You was inspired by him. And then the money, you know, somebody else will look at it and be like, that's a man's job, right? And a lot of times certain jobs are considered for the male side. But the fact that you said, no, I'm a reckoning force because at the end of the day, it's my knowledge, it's my skills, and it's my ability to show up and show out regardless, because at the end of the day, that's what you did. You still, evidently you're doing something right 30 plus years.
Yeah, because I had one company told me, well, we can't hire you. I said, okay, so I'm going to fix y'all. So I went to the hiring office, and so they said, well, they wasn't hiring nobody in supervision. So I went in the company as a laborer, and I started to the bottom. And the same company that I with now, I went in as a laborer. 2 weeks later, they found out that I had the experience, and I went in and talking to the boss. I would see him every day walking the yard, and I said, hey, you need a foreman over the haul trucks and the forklifts? He said, well, do you know anything about that? I said, well, I know about the heavy equipment. My father was a heavy equipment operator. I said, well, look like you need a foreman because, you know, you're trying to do it all by yourself as a superintendent. So I ended with 2 radios. Yeah, I cried many days. And I want to throw the radios at the people and everybody else because they had calls coming back and forth. Then I was trying to do time. I was doing everything at one time. And then sometimes he would leave and he would have to go to meetings. So I would be over the job myself.
Oh my God. Did you get the respect that you deserve?
I do now.
Yeah, I heard it.
I had to use some choice words, y'all.
Wow.
Well, in a nice way.
I want to give you your flowers. I want to give you your flowers because that's a lot. That's a lot. And here's, you see what she said she did. Okay, y'all didn't think I was qualified. So she went in from the bottom. Sometimes, what says something about Drake? Started from the bottom, now we here. Yeah. That's what she did. And now she's leading it. I mean, y'all, like sometimes I have calls with because she's a part of my community. She be, I don't know how she do it with a vest on, still doing the calls, doing the meetings, and still doing her work. So I was like, okay, girl, go ahead. But no, that is amazing. I wanted you to at least share that because that's a part of you, and that's what keeps you to where you are today. Now, let's shift over a little bit because just even for resilience, what do you think, just based on, or could you tell me a moment in your life that has shaped you as a woman in terms of your resiliency, not just the job itself, but just overall life? You know, what have you felt like you've overcome and conquered that the woman can look at you and say, oh my gosh, I can relate to her. Oh my gosh, I needed this podcast episode today. It touched me.
Doing well, I'm from Texas and Port Arthur. We get hit with a lot of natural disasters, and as far as I could think of, when storms first started, I was always interested in doing search and rescue. So the Cajun Navy Relief came during Hurricane Harvey, and my breakthrough was to see people lose everything and keeps, like I always told you, and I've told you that in other classes, keep saying good morning, because you can wake up one day and your house is there and the next day is gone. So to see people that didn't have it anywhere and have to live in tents, knowing we know with mosquito infested during the storm and stuff, especially watching the women even washing clothes, and they went back to the old fashioned way, washing clothes and hanging them on the clothesline. We don't hang clothes on the clothesline anymore because of chemicals and stuff. But the women in my community, my mother was a homemaker. I watched my mother make dresses look like Diana Ross dresses and Queen Elizabeth dresses. And my mother was my backbone. And the one thing my daddy used to always tell me, if you can't do it, you better go try to learn it.
Yeah.
And it's no such thing as quitting is an option. And I got that from Coach Tamika Young. And she still says that today. As a young lady I met from California, and she's in Houston, Texas now, has a multi-billion-dollar company, Meet the Jeweler.
Wow. And shout out to Miss Tamika. I don't know her personally, but
yes,
obviously when you can quote somebody what they didn't say and it still resonate with you to this day,
ma'am.
You're doing something right. So shout out to the queen. And then, so how do you make time for this entrepreneurship journey? Because you I know you're on this job and you still there to this day. When did Dependable Angel Services get birthed?
Dependable Angel Services actually got birthed in 1990, the day Zachary was born. I didn't bring it to fruition, like they say, to Facebook till 2007. And the reason why Dependable Angel Services came, because when Zachary was born, I was a single mother at 19 years old, still living with my parents. And I told my dad, I say, Dad, I don't want you to take care of my baby. I'm going to take care of my baby. I said, if the baby dad ain't going to take care, I'm going to take care of my own baby. And I meant what I said. Even though the daddy came along later, he took care of my baby. But, I wrote a letter to Pampers and I wrote a letter to Gerber, and I was determined. You remember the old brother typewriters? And I typed the letter about 3 times. And I told my dad, I said, I need a stamp. He said, what you mailing now, Felicia? I said, well, I'm mailing the letter to Pampers and Gerber because I don't want them, you got to pay for my baby stuff. I'm going to pay for my own stuff. So that's what started the coupon. Gerber and Pampers would send me coupons every month. And I would go to HEB, and me and the store manager would work hand in hand, because I even helped him as my baby was growing. I would go and check the labels on the food and say, hey, Come here. He said, what's wrong? I said, the food expired. You can't keep that on the shelf. So that's where the safety part really came in from Dependable Angel Service. They all went together. And so Zachary is the reason why Dependable Angel Service exists today. And that's why his babies was able to get baby wipes and stuff from Dependable Angel Services, because I was able to coupon and take care of his babies to the age of 3 years old.
Wait a minute, you started couponing in the 90s?
In 1990, yes, ma'am, when my baby was born.
Now, see, now I feel, because I'm like in 1990. I think I graduated in 96 from high school. So I'm just like.
Okay, so if you graduated in 96, my middle baby was born when you was coming out of high school. Because if I'm born in November 1996.
Oh my God. And I remember, like, the couponing thing, yes, I do remember the coupons. And I think in the 2000s later on, it got really, really extreme.
Yes.
They had even a TV show about it, where people had a big old pantry of stuff. Yes, I got this for free. I'm like, huh? They said, yeah, you got to go on the double coupon days and the triple coupon days. I'm like, oh my God, that needs to be a whole course.
And that's when I used to watch them ladies on TV. They'd be running with their basket. And I say, okay, well, one day I'm going to run with my basket. And as I got older, I had through trial and error, I learned each store. I perfected CVS. I perfected Walgreens. I can walk in and go on BrickSeek app. And one day I went in the store. I bought over 403 packs of Kleenex. They were $1.17 a pack. And I wiped the whole Walmart out that day. They had 3 baskets going to the front.
See, that's why later on, people like you, that's why they said, y'all know them coupons, limit 2 per person, limit 4.
But guess what? They do limit 2 and you get about 12, 13 phone numbers. That's how you do that.
You want to know? I don't want to know. I do not want to know. I don't.
You got to monopolize.
But hold on. So you telling me in the niece?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm just shocked. Like you were sending and obviously that's back in the day because the fact that you said a stamp and a typewriter, you were sending out a letter to Pampers
and Gerber, and I wanted some coupons for my baby.
Well, what motive? Like, what did something had to? I mean, you're I don't know what age were you when you had?
I was 19. I just came out of high school. I was 19 years old, single.
So what inspired you that you say, you know what? Let me go ahead. Like somebody had to put you on that particular level.
I was watching that show with them ladies, with them ladies on, them ladies running with the basket, and they were saying, well, before you have your baby, you always make sure you got this ahead of time, at least 3 to 6 months worth of stuff for the baby. So that's what made me write the letter to Pampers. And so by the time Zachary was born, April 12th of 1990, he had Pampers all the way up to the age of what 2 or 3 years old. Till I weaned him off the Pampers.
What? He was a sponsored baby. Was they sending you free items too?
Yeah, I would get free onesies and all kind of stuff, and they would send me coupons to go to to Walmart and get clothes and stuff.
Oh my gosh! Wow! Now that's sponsorship at the finest, right there. Wow! Yeah. Oh my God! Like, yeah. I mean, the coupon.
So when people tell me, "Oh well, I can't make it," I don't want to hear that. It's too many. It's too many ways and too many people like me that you can follow on social media to see what we doing and see how to do it.
Yes, that part. Oh my gosh! Yeah, I'm just amazed by that. I tried it probably in 2010, when 2014, because my daughter went to college in 2015. I was trying it for a while. It's a lot of work.
No, it's not.
Well, no, I said, okay, when I said it's a lot of work, meaning keeping up with who got the double days, because it's like.
No, you don't. There's apps that tell you that.
See, y'all hear that?
And it's called Flip, F-L-I-P-P. And I was getting ready to drop a video on that too. Flip tells you every advertisement sale that comes out.
What's it called?
Flip, F-L-I-P-P.
All right, so for all my extreme couponers, listen, I just told y'all it was a lot of work. She just said, no, it wasn't. So go to Flip, F-L-I-P-P. See, this is what I'm saying. This is why I told you need to be having these side workshops on the side and giving people the cheat code. But no, I love that. That's definitely amazing. And so I know you said you was, grew up, not grew up, but like after having been in that single parent, and you still working, you doing your thing. And of course, the Dependable Angel Services. When did you start shifting more? Because here's the thing about Dependable Angel Services. It's not just the couponing side.
No.
You got
philanthropy. You have mentoring. It has everything. Dependable Angel Services is the head company. Everything Branch Lawn Service and everything else umbrella under that.
Yeah, y'all. She has a lawn care services. The other day, she sent me a picture of her cutting down a tree.
Yeah.
That's what. So when I tell you, yeah, this woman is like that. She's like that. Oh my gosh. But how do you balance? Come on, let's just keep it real. A lot of people will be like, well, Felicia, I can't do it all. Because here's the thing. This lady says she's a serial entrepreneur. And I know that some people say they're a solopreneur, right? Yes. I know for me, I hate the word solopreneur. And for me, not serial, but solo. Because I used to tell people, when you're a solopreneur, that means you're doing everything by yourself. Like you have to have a team or leverage some stuff, some systems, automate some things, outsource some things in order to make it work. So the solo thing, I'd be like, no, don't say you're a solopreneur because you're gonna get burnt out quickly.
But I've tried that. I've tried to source out stuff because when I send it out, that's not what I want. So I get me and my son kind of think alike. So he kind of thinks like me. So if it's something when I'm overwhelmed, I say, hey, I send it off to him. I say, hey, can you look at this and create this flyer for me and do this and then send it back to me, approve it? Because I'm traveling right now. Yes, ma'am. But he knows how the business works for each one of those businesses. And he knows how each one of those businesses are laid out because he's helped lay the websites out for me.
Yeah,
I built the websites.
But that's different. you're not a solopreneur. You just now, like you just said, you tried to outsource, that didn't work. But in the same
Yes.
token, because you're a traveler, you're not like, oh my God, I got to do it myself. Now I know you could if you wanted to, but
Yes.
you still have support, and you got somebody you know as a trusted confidant
Yes.
that would trust you, that you like, okay, you know my vision, you know what I need. And so that's what I want to encourage you with my solopreneurs. You got to get some trusted confidants in the camp, people
Yes.
that can really know your vision, know what you want, and don't mind even when you're building. Because a lot of times as an entrepreneur, when you're building, I understand sometimes the financial resource side can be stretched, meaning you don't have a lot of money to pay here, 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 here. And there's so many, and I know she knows this, it's so many budget friendly ways of things you can do starting out with your business, like even down from a website to a flyer. Like it's so many things you can do on a cost effective side. So don't ever feel overwhelmed where you're like, I don't
Hmm.
have the money to pay for somebody to do this, do this, do this. There are some ways out there, and I'm pushing her because I was like, you got so many how to.
Hmm.
You need to be start creating, your own uh workshops with that. I know she probably already have ebook. Well, yeah, I know she got books, but today's time, people like that
Hmm.
touchy feel. They want that live
Yeah.
interaction.
And I do have ebooks. They're on PayHip. I have ebooks on PayHip. So I have a variety of things, and thanks to like I say, I always when I do podcasts and stuff and shows, I give shout outs to my mentors, the ones that helped me get where I needed to be. And Miss Tiffany Hood Green, Tiffany Green Hood, is vice versa. She is Black Writer Space, and you find her on Facebook too. She was the reason why I started doing the graphic design and the websites and stuff. She said, "Hey, Felicia, why outsource that to somebody? Why you don't learn it yourself? That way, because if something needs to be changed on the website, you know what you put."
I mean, she has a point. She
And there's
do
no
have a
such
point.
thing as you can't pay these coaches, because now you got after. I paid her Afterpay. I paid a PayPal pay. I paid a what's the other Kernel pay. It's no reason. There's no reason you can't
Right.
say. And if you got to pay every 2 weeks, you can go find something to do. Go
Mm-hmm.
pick up some trash and some cans, and also like we do, we pick up refrigerators and break them down. We bring them to the scrap yard. That's extra money. That's side hustles.
Listen, I mean, and you know what's crazy? I remember growing up, and my dad. Matter of fact, he still do to this day. He's blue collar, like he's down there down south. My dad would collect like cans
Yes, we still collect cans. If
or
it's going,
metal, like metal. I was like, when I came home one time, I was like, what? My mom was so pissed. She was like, I don't know why your dad still got that stuff just sitting there. I was like, it look like an old junk just sitting in the pile. He said, oh yeah, I gotta go take it to the yard or whatever. I forgot what the place is called, but apparently,
the scrap yard.
yeah, the scrap yard. But he had like two big bags. Here's the thing: my dad would see cans on the side of the road.
Pull over and get them. You be at work. Hey, don't throw that. I don't throw in that trash. Can't put it in this bag. The only reason why I don't have cans in my car, because I don't have no room to, because I'm traveling.
Oh,
Otherwise, I have all the cans, because you drink soda all the time. And that's exactly what the metal companies do. They take all the metal that you strip out of these refineries, and they take them and resell them back to the scrap place.
girl, you listen. The younger generation, they'll never see what we like. Nowadays the younger generation
Yes.
so gung ho on the content, TikTok, and all these things.
Yeah.
But when we come from that generation, like we gonna do what we gotta do.
TikTok taught them a lesson a couple of months ago, didn't it? When TikTok went down, what were y'all doing? I still was grinding. I was grinding on stuff on the outside of TikTok. And I had a friend of mine that showed me how to download all my content off of TikTok real quick and back it up, and then I could move it to another platform, but it's on an external hard drive. So y'all gotta surround yourself with people with things that y'all like to do.
Yeah, I like that. I do like
If
that.
you're in a 9 to 5, stay in that 9 to 5, but you better eventually try to get out that 9 to 5, because if you didn't learn anything about the pandemic, everybody was at home. You had to have a business from home,
Right,
because you
right.
couldn't leave home.
Now that you're absolutely right about that. But no, that's amazing that you are, what she say, the serial entrepreneur. Now this is what I would tell y'all. That I'll say this, and you can correct me if I'm wrong or
Yes.
add to you want how you want to do it. But A lot of you guys, because I coach sometimes, and people, what you don't want to do when you first starting out, don't be all over the place.
Nope.
Like, you get it grinding, going, then you add. Then you add. One of the biggest mistakes I see with entrepreneurs is they trying to do everything. You trying to sell and I'm gonna be facetious with this, but you trying to sell Avon, you trying to sell clothes, you selling coaching services, you selling paparazzi, you selling plates out the kitchen, you selling. What do you want to be known for? And like she said, she has a parent company, right? So that parent, you can have a parent company and have what you call either subsidiaries up under it, like other companies under it that's serving its actual purpose or whatever. But starting out, don't be all over the place. Am I right or wrong?
No, you shouldn't be all over the place. And then that first business that you need to get the foundation. You need to LLC it or S corporate or whatever you want to do, whichever tax break you want to fall into. And you can get grants for profit businesses too, if you didn't know that. So that's something else I picked up on from Dr. AJ Austin. You can get a grants for profit business.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Yes, ma'am. That's something I'll teach you too on the back end. And so I tell people all the time, get your business plan together. That's one thing that I learned from Miss Tiffany. Do your business plan. Know your business plan. So when you're going somewhere, you don't have that sheet of paper, you need to know what your mission is. I tell you my mission top of the head. My mission is to help other people, no matter what walk of life you come from, to make a better life from any aspect of life in savings.
I like that.
And pay yourself 10% every check you get. I don't care if you're working at McDonald's, pay yourself 10% and put in a high performance yield savings.
I know that's right. Now, do you see yourself eventually, again, you still work. And here's the thing, shout out to my 9-to-5ers who still working and balancing entrepreneurship. I know it's not easy. Like, I know there are some people right now it's frustrated because you ready to quit your 9-to-5. You ready to leap, you ready to jump. Because you like, I'm sick and tired of being in here. Now, this is what I will tell you. 5 years ago, I would say, man, go with it, leap with faith, whatever. Now, here's the thing. This is different times. Eggs in some states is like $12, $14, $15. And so you always want to make sure you have a backup plan. But while you are able to do it, make sure that 9-to-5 can fund those dreams until those dreams become your full time. You want to be smart with it, like trust and believe. Because I do see that a lot of times where people are working. And then there's another thing. I see people like, oh my God, you still working 9-to-5? Not me directly, but I've seen people talk about people who still working 9-to-5.
But that 9-to-5 keeps the light, water, and gas and everybody taken care of. It doesn't matter.
Entrepreneurship ain't for the weak.
No.
And I'm gonna tell you right now, on record, okay? Listen, y'all, I can tell you right now, I know God has me in this other field right now, but let somebody come and the money be right. Let somebody come, and as long as I'm still able to do my thing, I ain't knocking it. I am not going to knock it for real. Now I know with certain things I need in terms of flexibility because I don't want to go back to burnout, but I ain't knocking it.
And then you also too with a 9-to-5, it's just like they're telling you when you can go on vacation versus when you're a serial entrepreneur like us. You got to put at least 6 months worth of money up. Whatever you making weekly or monthly, you should have 6 months of that money up. So that's why during the pandemic, yes, we did struggle with car notes and stuff, but we made it happen because I was able to move money from here there that I had already put up and saved.
Yeah. Listen, that part.
I mean, like I say, people tell me, oh, I have to live paycheck to paycheck. No, if you take your check and you multiply it 6 times, and if your bills is 6 times more than what that is, that means you're living above your means.
Yeah. Yeah.
You may not, you may don't want to drive the Honda Accord or the Hyundai. You better drive one of them because guess what? At the end of the day, they got a warranty on them.
Listen,
and I ain't got to get somebody with a Mercedes. Don't get me wrong. Y'all want to buy these luxury cars, but I'm not gonna never pay $350 for oil change.
Girl, I found that out. So one of my friends was telling me, and here's the thing: I know people personally. They so driven by status and names and stuff, and I'm just like, when somebody one time told me their car payment was $1,000, I'm like, for what? Like, you paying for the name? And here's the thing. at the end of the day, like some people are doing it just to keep up with the Joneses or keeping up
Yeah.
with the Kardashians or whoever that you trying to keep up with. But you got to make in today's time, unless you are a multi-millionaire, okay, you have to make conscious decisions on how you spend your money. I would rather take that. I would rather drive. Now I drive a Jeep Grand Cherokee.
Yes.
Now, I would rather take the difference. And then you saying they people's car payment 1,000 stuff. I would rather take that money and put it towards my business or
Yes.
go to a mastermind or a workshop or a conference because it's going back to me. That's a tax write-off.
Yeah, but what you think Bezos them drive? Go look at his little car. He got a Honda Accord. I think it's a Honda Accord. It's some little car. It's an American made car. Him and what's the other, the Google man and the Amazon man, they don't drive their fancy cars. They don't. Even Mr. Juan Muniz, he used to be the vice president. Now he's the president of Hyundai. He drives a Hyundai.
Yeah.
He don't drive nothing. No, they take their money and invest it in houses and real estate.
Mm-hmm.
And just because you work a 9 to 5, don't tell me, oh, I can't buy no land. Yes, you can. Go find out when you see they got the sheriff sale. Find out when they're going to foreclose on the property, and then you get the property and you buy it
For a low price.
for a low price, and you take it and you hold it.
See, that's what I'm saying. You have so much information. Do you talk about all this stuff on your podcast?
Ma'am.
The Urban
Chit Chatter podcast. I'm on Spotify and iHeartRadio. And thanks to Wallow, was Wallow 267. If y'all know Wallow and Gilly.
Yes.
Wallow was the reason he came to Houston to meet University. And I asked him, I say, Mr. Wallow, I say, I'm struggling with my podcast. I say, I don't know what to do and how to do it. He said, okay, well, I'll help you. He said, I'll help you get the Spotify up and running. And then he was the one who told me about the Buzzsprout. Because I told him, I said, I ain't got no money for Buzzsprout. He said, okay, well, do the free version. And then once you get to the free version, let me know. And then I'll try to help you with the credits to finish. So he ended up helping me finish the year out of it.
Wow. Okay, well,
and that's how I learned about the Buzzsprouts, because the RSS that I was asking you about that stuff, because to me that's coding. And I was like, okay, I don't know anything about that. So he said, no, just take your time and do your episodes. He said, if you, and so Miss Tiffany, if you go look at my logo, Miss Tiffany is the one created my logo, the lady with the afro. And so she said, go to ChatGPT and tell it you want a unique name, but you want it to cover everything, because I talk about everything. I talk about being single, and making us the hot, the marriage. You can be single, married, whatever. I talk about anything on my podcast. I keep it clean, but saving money, how to buy a car. Don't be showing up there to the car dealership and you don't know what you're doing. Take somebody with you that done bought a car before.
Yeah. I mean, hey, I feel like if you have so much experience and knowledge of everything you've done and overcome, why not share it?
That's true.
Why not? At the end of the day, I mean, and so I'm glad that you're doing that and stuff like that. But no, that's actually amazing. And the fact that, like you said, you have so much valuable information, and you give it away, a lot of it away for free.
I think I may have only tried maybe about 10% of it.
They say when you are faithful over few, God makes you rule over many. You've been faithful over a few.
Yes.
The reason why you still thrive, the reason why you don't lack anything, and it's not just money, I'm talking about even lack of knowledge and awareness, is because your favor of just wanting it, like you, when I tell y'all, this lady genuinely wants to see people win and see people grow, and just how you, even down to your social media, like you don't have a social media manager. You're doing it all by yourself. Like when I tell y'all she's managing it, like let me put her IG up here and y'all can go follow her. I had her IG, but make sure y'all go there and go to her link tree in her bio. She got a bunch of links in there, and please go follow all her social media handles.
And that's the second page. The first one got hacked. I had over 5,000 followers on that first IG, and I managed to get up to 900 people. Because guess what? Just like you took it, God can give it back to him, and he's going to give it back to me tenfold.
That part. And that's why you stay I mean, you're fruitful.
Yes.
And that's the thing, so many people, and I see this to this day, so many people are looking for the dollar. Listen, we all want to get paid. We all
Yes.
want to get compensated. Money helps us not be stressed. I get
Yes.
it. But even in entrepreneurship, but just even as a good steward or good person,
Yes.
give, and it would be given back unto you. Good measure, pressed down, shaking together, running the over, will be poured into your lap. For what the measure you use will be measured back unto you. That's
Yes.
the Bible verse. So I say all to say that when we give wholeheartedly, not with expectations. Not the expectations of I'm gonna show you what I did for you or what I'm gonna get back. No. So I can honestly say that Felicia, you actually give wholeheartedly. Like
Yes.
your
And
time.
it's many days I be crying and I be like, Lord Jesus, I say, I don't know why I did this. I say, because I'm going to pay the consequence for it. But, at the end of the day, I did it. I mean, I own it. I have to take accountability for it.
What keeps you grounded?
My mother and father spirit. It's my mother and father right here. Each one of them bought this piece. My mother bought this, my daddy bought this, and I've always worn it from the time they passed in 2016 to 2018. I've never taken it off, except for one time when the chain broke. I kept the pieces, and my son then replaced the chain for me.
Wow.
And
Wow.
I had it prayed over. When mom and dad gave to, I had it prayed over. A friend of mine in Houston prayed over it for me, and I've always worn it.
Oh my gosh. And how do you stay so energized though? Because you do listen. I see y'all got to follow her on TikTok too. You own every freaking social media and you're working and you in multiple. I know you in my community. I know you in Nikki's community and no telling who else's community you are. And then you're running business. And let's not forget she's still a mother, y'all, and a grandmother and a wife.
Yes.
How do you keep the energy?
Guess I born with that DNA from my parents, that drive just to keep going. And I always say every day, God, I'm not leaving till I'm 146 years old. There's a man in India that lived 146. He's still living right now.
How old you say?
46. I want to leave here.
Wow.
And I
Wow.
want to still be in good shape. So that's why I do my holistic stuff. That's why I make sure all my bones are strong. I think I got all my teeth except one, but you got to maintain your body. And that's what I tell people all the time. These right here controls your health. If your mouth is not right, the rest of the body is not right.
That part.
Your teeth controls the body. If people didn't know that.
Yeah. Yeah. And just looking at your journey, I mean, like you've helped others, especially our women, grow and
Yes.
build wealth and even heal. What has healing look like in your personal journey? And how did that impact the way you show up today?
Well, I could say I'm gonna say it in two different stories on myself. I didn't know, I couldn't swallow, almost suffocated in the bed, couldn't figure out what was going on. And so I asked my husband, I say, and I was 82 pounds. I was gonna put a video up today of what I look like at 82 pounds versus what I look like now. And so what happened is they still don't know today. They said that I have what they call a laser. My esophagus is stricken itself. They don't know why what caused it. And so when I go to tell people, I say, I'm a healing person, because most of the time, if I go in a building and like I was showing a man at work the other day, I asked him, I say, shake my hand. He said, why do you shake your hand so firm? I say, my father said, when you do that, you're standing on business. And he said that when I shook his hand that certain way, it's like a spirit went through his body.
Wow.
He said, I just feed off of people. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. God gave me that gift. I don't know where it came from.
Right.
And if somebody's crying, and I'm crying with them, and I'm like, well, why am I crying with them? I don't even know what they're crying for. But that's just that's that heart I have.
Yeah.
Now, if you come at me, I'm gonna come at you, and I'm not gonna stop till I'm tired. And then by that time, you're gonna be saying, I give up. I don't want to do it no more, Miss Felicia. Just come on. I apologize. Whatever I did, I'm done.
Yeah.
Most of the time, if you see me, and Miss Tiffany got on me about that, because if people don't really know me, my social media tell you how I feel that day. Because if somebody done did me something, you can kind of read. I ain't got to say your name, but if you're reading it, you know I'm talking about you. It's just the way I word it. You're going to know I'm talking about you. And you're gonna really think about what you did, it really did to me, because I have a big heart.
Yeah.
So
And
why
that
hurt
big
me?
heart is open up doors for you.
Yeah.
It really is. It's going to open up doors for you. And, you know, if you had to leave one piece of advice for, especially my women, because, you know,
Yes.
I'm so like my women empowerment. That's a thing for me. But if you had to leave one piece of advice for the woman listening right now who's trying to rediscover herself or rebuild the confidence she once had, what would you tell her?
I would say it like this, because you know me, I would do both the men and the women. I'm tell you why. Because I've had brothers that I had to talk to, and I've had sisters, my sister had to talk to. But for the women, be you. Like I said, y'all can wear what y'all want to wear, do what you want to do. I don't care you put your eyelashes on. I don't care about none of that stuff. Be you. Take care of you. I know you got to take care of the kids, take care of the husband, you got to take care of all that, but take care of you. Because if you crash out, what happens to everybody else? Same for the men. I understand that y'all got to be the king of the house and whatever else, even if you're single, married, whatever else. Take care of yourself. Stop trying to chase everybody else to take care of them first. Take care of yourself. Take some self-me time. And the good thing that I've learned, that I go to where it's water. Water is energy. Go sit at the park, listen to the ducks, chickens, or whatever's running around, and ground yourself with the nature. And as I get older, I meet different people. Like I met Miss Cece. You know, I've learned to appreciate me, because at one time I didn't appreciate Felicia. And Felicia didn't appreciate Felicia because I used to be a drinker, because I thought that was normal because my father drank. So to me, that was normal because I saw it all the time.
Really?
But when
Wow.
I saw the damage it was doing to my father stopped drinking, crashed. He crashed and stopped just drinking it all at one cold turkey. And I ended up stopped drinking. And then, like I said, I put myself through college doing exotic dancing. That's what we're gonna call it. And just remember, still love yourself no matter what job you're doing, because everybody got a hustle.
Is that number 38, 39? She
I
said,
don't know what number that was. That was got me through college, and it paid for my college tuition.
but you know how you see that in movies?
Yes, ma'am.
You know
Yes,
how they
ma'am.
say some of the women do that just to,
Players Clothes right down the street from us in Houston. It was called the Mercedes Benz, and if people think I'm making it up, go look it up. Back then, that was when Bushwick Bill and Willie D first came out.
and you just went down there and fill out an application.
I ain't fill out no application. I just showed up one night and started bartending and dancing.
Wow.
They ain't tell me nothing. One of my girlfriends say, "You want to work?" I say, "Yeah." I said, "I need some quick money." She said, "Well, just show up." And I showed up with my outfit on, and I did what I did, and I did it for 2-3 days a week. And my daddy said, "Well, where you working?" I said, "At McDonald's."
Wait a minute. You told your daddy you was working at
Working at
McDonald's.
McDonald's.
But you wasn't coming home smelling like no Whoppers or no Nuggets.
Oh, I had to.
And you know, well, hold on.
I knew how to switch clothes.
But you know, did you have a McDonald's uniform?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I had a girlfriend worked at McDonald's. We had then already fixed it all up. We knew what to do.
So you would change your clothes. Because I was going to say, if you close at night, now you know, people who know back in the day when you closed from a McDonald's, because my very first job back in the day was Burger King. You bringing home free food.
No, but I ain't bring no free food home. No. I didn't bring that home. I just brought my uniform, my pants, and my shirt in the house. And my dad said, "Well, how was work?" It was good. And he went in the room one night. He said, "Wow, so I'm trying to figure out how you got this big roll or whatever in the room, money."
When he saw it,
yeah, it's like, I think I might as well tell you how I'm paying for college there. I say, but just trust and believe I'm not sleeping with people. I'm not. I say, no, I just go dance. I'm an exotic dancer. He said, "Okay, well, I'm going to tell your mama." And my mother was a Bible Belt chick. She didn't play all that. She said, "Okay, well, she's taking care of a kid." And that time I had Zachary. So I took care of my baby. And then 7 years later, I had Zephon. So I stopped.
And you didn't even, and then not only that, you probably didn't even ask them for no money. So they wouldn't even come out their pocket for anything.
Well, no, not really. My dad, my dad was that dad. He always wanted to buy stuff. So, my dad bought cars and stuff for us and stuff like that. But, I always paid my dad back.
Okay.
He didn't want the money back. But what I was finding out is the money I was giving my daddy back, he was putting it in the bank for my son. So he didn't give it back to me. He just put it in the bank for my son. And when my father died, he took the money and split it between all the grandchildren.
Oh my gosh. So when he found out you was dancing, you didn't quit after that?
No.
Oh, he didn't care. Okay.
No, he just say be careful. He said, just be careful, because they when they want what they want, they're gonna try to know they knew better. Because I didn't already train myself.
Wow. Wow. And how many degrees you end up getting?
7. I did just like the little children did. The little children say
I'm not doing
when
it.
before the audit come out, you go and start that other degree for the audit come out so they can't check your financial aid.
Hold on. Because we about to bring this home, but
I got a Pell Grant for 10 years.
you got how many?
I got the Pell Grant for 10 years.
But you got 7 degrees.
7 degrees.
If you don't mind me asking, what are they all in?
The first one I got was a regular general associates. Then after that, I got my second was an associate's in accounting. Then I went back, got another associate's in law, criminal justice. Then I went got my bachelor's degree, a general bachelor's degree when I went to Lamar. Then I switched it over to kinesiology. Then I ended up going back later and got an associate's in instrumentation. And then my other one was part nursing. I just didn't finish that part. I was a nurse too, and I just couldn't handle a demise. So I got out of that field. That's not my calling.
I don't know what else. I think this is my first time, y'all, and you guys who've been rocking me since a year ago. This is when this comes out. This is gonna probably be episode 60 or 61 that drops. I have never been speechless. I don't know. Like I just told y'all heard about all the jobs she got and the degrees.
Yes.
All the social media.
Yes, ma'am.
What else do you want the people to know that you're hidden gifts? Anything else?
That just be you. I am me. I'm a true Libra. I'm born October 11th, so I'm a Libra. I am true to who I really am.
10, 11. Ooh, you get them ones in there. You know those angel numbers.
Yes, ma'am. Guess what? I was told that. I was told that by a lady.
Dependable Angel Services.
Yes, ma'am. It came from the 111s.
And see, back in the day, y'all don't judge, but I used to play the numbers. Okay, pick 3, pick 4. I was like, listen, let me go ahead and put that for day and night.
And then guess what? And I'm end on this. Y'all, I have nothing against Lil Miss Shirley, but Felicia was Lil Miss Shirley. If y'all know the little girl, the boots on the ground, I was Miss Shirley as a child. I learned very fast paced.
Y'all heard that? Oh my gosh. Well, listen. Y'all make sure y'all go pick her up, support her. Seriously, put something in the comments, anything, any encouraging words to tell her to keep going. She's somebody that got it. Like, you got it. Some people I'll be like, girl, you all over the place. I can't tell her that she ain't all over the place because she managed it well. Do you hear me? She managed it well.
My first bucket list to be on TED Talk.
Okay.
And my second bucket list, and I think he kind of knows it, even though I'm an untrained vocalist, is Tony O'Mani. I want to be his backup singer, just like Luther Vandross started out. That's my bucket list. I want to be able to get on stage, and I might not lead the songs all the time, but I want to be on stage with a performer and be able to dance too.
And she be dancing. Do you hear me? She be dancing for real, for real. And you women, you in your 50s now?
54. I'll be 55 in October.
Girl, you got a whole. To my women that's over 50 and trying to thrive in 2025, y'all better follow her and pick her up. She gonna tell you how to save. She gonna tell you how to keep, what you say, keep the thing right.
Yeah, keep it right. Yeah, and I'm a holistic. I'm going back to school, get my PhD in natural science, natural medicine. So yeah, I ain't got no reason because I got friends that got the yoni businesses up in here. So y'all better try to call for me, get a discount, get that discount code.
Grants, whatever you need, she got. So y'all make sure y'all pick her up, share this episode. My last question,
yes,
that I ask every single guest, in 90 seconds or less, or whatever you feel led to, what does convicted to grow mean to you in anything, life, career, business, or a little bit of all? What does it mean to you?
Convicted to grow means to me just being you. And guess what? You're the tree. You got to branch your own self out.
Why'd you name drop your last name?
I didn't try to drop it.
You didn't even see that. It's clever.
I didn't realize I said it till you mentioned it. A tree starts off like this and then it branches off. So I guess why I got the last name Branch. I met the magical man 24 years ago.
And you got my favorite color on, green.
Yes, ma'am. And I didn't realize that till you just mentioned it. I forgot green is your favorite color. So it must be a sign from God that we need to partner up.
And you got Angel. She keeps saying we're gonna collaborate. I already told her. I said we need to have a Convicted to Grow 2026 cruise. I'm surprised she ain't a travel agent. She's not a travel agent, but she know people. I was like, I'm shocked because you
I
got
was one at
everything.
one point in time.
See what I tell you? See what I'm saying? See what I'm
I've
saying?
given it dabbled a lot of places.
Yes.
And if
So
y'all get a chance, and if y'all do get a chance, like I said, she didn't give me permission to do it. Y'all go listen to the songs that I wrote for her, Convicted to Grow. Her songs that I put out for her. Hopefully, that's not her anthem, but that's the anthem I sent to her.
what you did a new one?
Yes, ma'am. It's two different songs in there. And y'all, the reason why I tell y'all that I do the songs for her is because, some people are not visionary readers. I can read sometimes when something is, on your bad days, you can be smiling, but I still can pick up on it. So I make those songs for you, even though they deal with convicted to growth, to make you, be like, wow, they got somebody really thinking about me. And then the songs be really deep because, matter of fact, one talks about something about the chains.
Oh, I can't wait to listen.
Now, I took your title, I took your vision, Convicted to Grow, and I put it in Chat GPT. Chat gave me the verse, the lyrics, and the hook, and then I put it in Suno, and Suno created the versions for me. I did it, but Nikki Saunders is a driving force behind all this.
Yes, she is. Shout out to Miss Nikki once again. What's popping? The Lions behavior community. Shout out to the dope community over there for real. Because I'm telling you, you got to get in communities. Communities are everything. And as I am building the Convicted to Grow community, it just amazes me when I see other communities doing the same thing, growing and building, because it takes work to build a community. And when you have the right people to see your vision along the way, you make sure you treat them people good. You make sure, because here's the thing, it takes a lot to grow. We're not meant to be on this earth to grow by ourselves. Okay. Even when you're a millionaire, you need some people in your camp. So I'm speaking $1 million brand
and you
in the
never
making.
Know. Yeah, and a real true person, you don't have to be blood to be family.
Period. That part. You heard what she said. Now, relatives, blood. Yeah, blood relatives. Family over everything. Yes, you do not have to be kin to be family. So don't you ever forget that. And Miss Felicia, I can publicly say you are a woman of God, a woman of resilience, a woman of strength, a confident woman. Thank you for being a part of the Convicted to Grow community. So listen, y'all, if you would like to be a part of the Convicted to Grow Circle community, make sure you go to ctgcommunity.com. We have a space for everybody. Do you hear me? We're doing the upcoming 21-day Confident Woman Challenge, but I know I had some men to ask, and so we're going to open it up. Probably in August, I may shift the name a little bit to something else with the help of Miss Felicia, but we are going to do some things. Eventually, hopefully, I'm putting this in the atmosphere. Yes. I would love to have, some spaces within a community for the men only to have their own thing. But God gonna have to show me a Convicted to Grow man. Now, hold on before y'all get it twisted. I ain't talking about a man for me personally. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about somebody that could come in, partner, right? Yes. Who could be a visionary under the Convicted to Grow brand as the man leader. Okay, I had to put that out there for somebody to be in my DM, somebody. What you need a man? God didn't show me that yet.
No, she don't need no man yet. God gonna send that man. We just need other men in the community, because you can't have queens. If y'all go back to Egyptian, remember the queens was the head, and the kings was under us. So, but we got to be balanced now, because that's the only way the Egyptians ran. The kings and queens had to meet. They had to meet hand in hand for it to run solid.
That part. So with that being said, y'all, I have enjoyed this power hour of Miss Felicia, and I can't wait to share all her links. I'm gonna have her PayHip link in there, and I'll send it over to you, Miss Felicia. Make sure I have all the right links. But her Instagram, make sure you let me pull it up again.
And I have books and journals on Amazon.
Yeah, see what I'm saying? So she's doing a lot. And why you listen? I'll close it out with this. Listen, y'all know about this. Life is a journey. Life is priceless, and to some, life is short. And just like Miss Felicia, why are you here on God's green earth? You recognize who you are. You step into your potentials. You operating your gifts and your purpose. Listen, don't let a day go by and you don't try. This woman just gave y'all a rundown of all the things. And I know we didn't even cover everything, but you just heard what she said and everything that she has given. So try. Nothing beats a failure but a try. Get into the community with other like-minded individuals. Stay connected. You know, I don't know who you believe, but I believe in God. And if you stay connected with the higher power and the source, guess what? Any and everything is possible, but you got to believe that thing. And so, Miss Felicia, anything else you want to leave out with?
You only have one life. You better live it. Because once that vessel is gone and the lights close, what can you do? It's nothing.
Yeah, that part. Well, we love you guys. And until next time, stay tuned. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. Love y'all.